Hey guys, this is Miss Englert. These are your notes for Thursday, December 3rd, 2020. The aim 4.4, what are sediments? Your do now question is, what do you think that the small pieces of rock become after they have been weathered? I would also like you to draw the relative sizes of a pebble versus sand. In order to figure that out, you need to go to page 7 of your ESRT. We will be checking, so make sure that you try to figure out how large a pebble is versus how large a piece of sand is. So based on what you drew, you're going to write down which do you think is easier for streams to move around and why. Based on what you drew, which one will fall out of suspension first in calm waters and why? So our vocabulary for the day is going to start with the word erosion. So erosion is the transport of sediment via water, ice, wind, or gravity. And that's going to be transport. Okay, so as you can see, weathering causes rock to break down in place. As you can see in the diagram to the right, erosion and transport is going to move the sediments downhill from one place to another. So gravity is ultimately going to take it to where it wants to be at the lowest point possible, which is the bottom of the ocean. So remember, at the bottom of oceans or in underwater, this is where we form rocks. Not just any type of rock, this is going to be where our sedimentary rocks form. Okay, so deposition is an area where sediment is dropped off in a new location. So weathering, erosion, and deposition are always going to happen in these events. W-E-D. If you weather, you break it. If you erode, you move it. And if you deposit it, you drop it. And if you have a toy from the 90s, you bop it. If you guys get that reference. So again, weathering is going to happen in place through wind, rain, and freezing, which break up rock. Erosion is going to move it downhill, and it's going to keep eroding. It might be deposited in small places, but ultimately it's going to be deposited down at the base where gravity pulls it. So our next vocabulary word is bedload. Bedload is the rock that is suspended and carried by a stream. As velocity increases, the particle size of the bedload increases. So materials larger than the carrying capacity are deposited. So if you look in this diagram, the normal bedload is going to be what's carried, right? On this slide, I would like you to rank the order in which these particles would fall in the water. Why did you rank them like that? Keep an eye on their shape and their size. And then this one as well, rank the order in which these particles would fall in the water. Why did you rank them like that? Again, keeping an eye on size and shape. So these sediments are going to settle in certain ways. So the smaller or the small and flat sediments settle slowly. The large and round sediments settle quickly. I'm sorry, that was the worst cue I've ever drawn. So then on this question, you're going to rank each of the rock particles below have the same density and volume. Which particle will likely settle at the fastest rate in moving water? Then on this slide, I would like you to write down what do you notice about the stream velocity chart. Write down 3 observations. As you should see, the faster the velocity of the water, the larger the particle size it can carry. And you can see that if you look at the chart here. Here the stream velocity is very low, and as it increases, you can see we move from clay to silt to sand, pebbles, cobbles, and boulders as you move up the chart. And that is it, and that is your notes for today.